Our Gallup poll tracking through Wednesday night shows that 11% of registered voters who plan to vote have already voted. They're early voters. Another 19% say that they will vote before Election Day. Do the math on that, and we're up to 30% of all voters who say they're ultimately going to vote who are going to be voting before November 4th itself. Very interesting. Some of the data show that these early voters tend to be a little older, you see the numbers in front of you, than those who are younger. A lot of interest, of course, is are these early voters politically different? And to this point, at any rate, we don't see a lot of difference. In other words, Obama voters are just about as likely as McCain voters to say that they have voted early, or, for that matter, that they plan to vote early. All that's important because one impact of early voting is that it freezes, so to speak, those votes in place. And if there's some major change in the campaign dynamic in the last week before the campaign, a major gaffe or some major event, it can't change the votes, obviously, of those people who've already voted. But for the moment, it looks like the early voting patterns are roughly distributed like the voting patterns of all Americans who say they're ultimately going to vote. No skew one way or the other. We'll keep monitoring this. We have the percent of Americans who voted early right on Gallup.com, and you can look at the number every day and be updated on how many of us have voted ahead of Election Day itself. I'm Dr. Frank Newport, Editor-in-Chief of the Gallup Poll.